Alright, CSS battle time, and this one looks fun. Alright, I'm gonna set a timer. Try not to spend too much time on these, but still get a decent result. And I will put in the description kind of what I do, or maybe how well I think it went. Just so you don't have to waste time watching. I'm not really doing this for like views or subscribers, just to kind of have community. It's something I enjoy doing, and so I share it. Looking at this, I think what I might try to do is these can be a linear gradient, these bars right here. But what I might do for these lines is some box shadows, because if this is my body, let's say this box here is my body, I feel like I can move the box shadow. I can shrink it, move it over, and then do, you know, light blue and then purple, light blue and then purple, and have those box shadows going. Or I could just do, yeah. Ooh, it'd have to be stacked, light blue, purple, and then another light blue one that was shrunk. That's why. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Is that a good idea? 4 box shadows for a couple of outlines? What's another way to look at this? I mean, this box right here can just be a box. It can be any kind of element. Is there another way to look at this? If I did, I mean, I could do, you know what? I could just do a bar and then those box shadows, and then step it up and do those as box shadows. Yeah, that would work. A whole bunch of box shadows, and then one square. Seems like a lot. Alright, let's see what we can do. If we can... What I would do is do the background this. And I wonder if I can just style the HTML, because I can throw a margin on the HTML, right? Let's say margin 100. Nothing looks like it changed. But if you put a border on it, solid, we'll see the border on the body and the HTML. We see it did in fact shrink. So I can actually size the HTML element to be this thing, and then do multiple box shadows. And these lower ones, you know, this purple outline would be by expanding the radius. It's a solution, but I'm just not liking it. The linear, it's probably shorter than a linear gradient. Alright, you know what? But we are going to do, I think I'm going to do a linear gradient. I just like the linear gradient a bit better. Let's 90, 80. Oh, let's actually select our 75. Oh no, not that. We'll do the and selector, and the reason why I like the and selector is it kind of is like this element. And because we don't have any kind of nesting or anything, the only element that's the outer scope is the HTML, so it kind of defaults to that one. And we're not selecting the body as well. So 75, 100, 140, yeah, this feels a bit better. 135. All right, let's get rid of our border. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I put a linear gradient on this though, it is going to expand. It's going to bubble up onto the canvas. I was going to stack it with the blue background, but I feel like it's just going to stretch full screen. Watch. Linear gradient, and we're going to say 90 degrees because we have to, no, we don't have to change the direction. We just need to do purple for 20 pixels, and then blue 0. All right. So we've got 2 lines. I'm not sizing it yet, so I think this is going to be 25. Yeah. If we change the margin, 85, okay, it's going to be 30. And then let's hit shift. Let's see, we're going from, yeah, 85 to 135, so that's 50 pixels. So 20 pixels is going to be our gap. So if we hit, say, yeah, 0, 0. No, just 0. Everything disappears with the slash, but we're going to say 0 and then 80 pixels. Oh, we have to say 1, at least 1. To get, yeah, the bars go full screen. Unless I put a border on this, the bars are going to go full screen. I don't really want a border on this. I could do a box shadow. Since I'm going to do box shadow anyways, I can just make one big box shadow. But I think I like my idea of just doing a straight up box shadow with this instead of doing all of this. See, we don't need that for this solution if I do a box shadow. You know what I realized too? Is in previous solutions, I've been translating these into VW. But anything over 20, it's not worth it because it's still 4 characters. I was doing math for no reason. I think once you're in the triple digits, it starts helping again. But I was translating like 1680 pixels into VW units, and doesn't make a difference. What do I want to do? I'm trying to like map out ahead of time how much code it's going to take to do it this way. If I write a big box shadow, I have it sized to there, it will hide everything. And then I can write the other box shadows, and then the body can just be that purple square. How can the body just be a purple square without having to... we'll just have to rewrite the background. It won't be worth it to do the font trick. Will it? 1 7/8, which is... see, it's 2.5. So 88, 87.5, 87.5. Okay, so it'd be 1.875. So probably do 1.87 M. And then I could use font. I'm all over the place. Okay. Are we doing box shadow or not? Okay, first one. First one's blue color, right? We're gonna hit 0, 0, 0. So 0 offset X, 0 offset Y, and then 0 blur. And then we do a large shadow and then that color. And boom. Okay. We get ourselves drop down into this environment here. Now if we hit 0, 0, there we go. Let's change our sizing to get this lined up right. We got to change our margins. That's right, because I had 10 border on it. Did it wrong. All right, I did it to the inside of the border. I needed to margin to the outside of the border. All right, instead of 80, 60, 50. No, there's our sizing. Okay, 50 pixels. Good. And we have our gradient doing those 3 bars. Now, if we write another box shadow, let's see which one goes on top. Let's say negative 30 pixels for our X and Y. And then we're going to make it purple. And let's see what happens. It's underneath. Okay, so so that big one has to be the last one. I always forget the order, you know? Boom. Okay. Okay. So I want it to be 10 pixels. All right, that's perfect. And then 50. Okay. And then we'll have to shrink it. Right? This is where it starts getting costly. All right. So I shrunk it. Now I need to move it out and down more. Negative 40. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. There we are. Okay. Saves me on that, at least. So we have the purple. First purple outline. And then I have to do 1, 2, 3 more like that. I'm already not liking this. I think doing a single bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 box shadows would have been better, easier to figure. Yeah, because I'll be expanding the radius instead of contracting it. Okay, yeah, we're doing that. Let's break it all. How did I do that? There we go. I did get through that. Okay. Let's margin this a lot more. 85 is the top, left and right is that, and then the bottom is going to be 200. Let's open, let's see where we're at. Yeah, tiny, okay, less. Where are we? Left and right. Oh, my box shadow. That's what's throwing me off, is this. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that right now. I just need this to be right, and 185 is right. Okay. Let's write the vertical box shadows. Let's get that 0, and then it's going to be, we had a 20 pixel difference, so it's going to be like Yeah, let's say 50 pixels. Okay, good. Let's say our color is going to be this as well, so that we don't have to write color on each of these box shadow steps. Here's my timer. I'm out of time already. Okay. Yeah, I messed around for too long. Okay, but this is going to come together, and I don't have time for another solution. Okay, there's those. Now I need to do an expanded radius. Yeah, I do need an expanded radius for the purple. Purple, then blue, then purple, and then blue. And work from the bottom up. That'll work. Alright, so negative 50 pixels. Not 100, but 90 pixels down. And we get, yeah, we get it right there. So let's expand it. 20. Alright, let's say 5VW. Let's see what happens. Alright, so it gets to be that big. That's too big. That's about right. Let's bring it up. 80. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work because the other one's gonna land. The other purple one's gonna land on top of it, and then I'll do the blue one first so that they layer appropriately. Let's go 70 pixels, and no, negative 40 pixels again, 70 pixels, and we have to do blue. And what do we get? Nothing. Yeah, I did the blue color. Right, I understand. It has to be in front of that one. Oh my gosh, this layering is going to get me. Alright, so I have to do the blue one first. Man, okay, and I have to shrink this one more. No, I'm going to expand this one. I'm going to expand the blue one, because it needs some expansion. And then we have to adjust accordingly. Oof. Let me tell you, this is not looking good, you guys. Those lines, I'm scared of those lines, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens as we do this. Okay, so I have the next one. I have to do blue again. So it's going to be negative 35 pixels. We figured that out. We're going to be something like 25 pixels down. We're going to do 0 blur and then 5 pixels of expansion, and we're going to do the blue color. And it's broken because of that missing space. Why is that? I don't understand why it overwrote that. Okay. Just wanted a blue color. Okay, we can't see it yet until we do the next purple one. Oh my gosh, this is confusing as all get out, and I don't like it. 30 pixels, I think is going to be the difference, and 10 pixels. Oh, 0 and 10 pixel expansion. That looks right. Okay, that looks good. We have these little lines right here. I mean, I could shrink it another pixel and move things over a bit more and, you know, like wiggle it around if I need to. But my goodness, that block of code is confusing as all get out and awful. Let's style the body. And you know what? Using the and selector was actually the right move, because then the box shadow shouldn't collapse down. Oh, but I want background to collapse down. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to move background into its own selector. right? So now that is the one thing that will cascade, and you know what, we'll just, doesn't really matter the order right now. We're gonna just nest inside this one to style our body. So let's, I wonder why the body isn't overriding everything. Just don't want to yell margin. Let's just do margin. Okay, all right. So it is picking up. Oh, right. So the size of the HTML is affecting the. We have HTML margin down to this thing. So of course the body's going to fit inside its parent, regardless of whether it's inheriting the styles or not. So by doing that small of a box, we are making it so that the body can't be that extra square without some. Let's do negative margin. There we go. Okay. And then like on the sides. All right, I think we can make that work. And then we can just translate it. Okay. Translate. I don't think you need a transform. I really don't think you do. Okay, good. Okay, let's size it better. Is that right? Looks like the right height, and then there we go. Let's give it a little bit of a vertical push down. You can give it 2 units here. Okay, so 100 pixels, 5 times 5 is 25 VW. Okay, yeah, this makes sense to change it into VW. So let's do it here too. 25 VW. Those don't make sense. I could change them into Q. I'm not doing all of them. This solution's already shot. It's just right out the window. That was a mess. Okay. But you know what? Oh wait, let's hit submit before I do anything else. Let's see if it even works. This might not get accepted. It got accepted. Alright. Crisis averted. Let's go. I'm already over time, so what are you gonna do? Let's see, do I need all of those curly braces here? I do, but only if those are first. So let's do that. And then I can get rid of these extra curly braces like that. Oh, everything's broken. This one then does actually need a curly brace, but I got rid of the other 2, so I think I'm still ahead by flipping things around that way. The order of them doesn't matter when you split things up like this. These are nested, so things cascade down, and this is a star selector, so we're selecting the HTML and the body in it. And then because this is nested, that's only selecting the body. So it adjusts styles. Like we could write this selector as star plus star or star descendant star. You know, like it's like writing a compound selector. So then it's only fitting the body because it's a nested selector. And then this is only fitting the HTML because it's just saying, hey, this thing that's here, but because we're at the global scope, I guess you could put it, it's only selecting the HTML. So that's what's going on in that whole mess of code. Mostly it's just a bunch of box shadows. I kind of wish I'd done this differently, like a couple of gradients. Although you can't do these side edges with those gradients, but maybe a conic gradient. I could have done those, and then you could have done a linear gradient here, and then that. Yeah, this is fine. I'll leave it. All right, catch you later. Bye.